One Zambia, One Nation. Good evening and a warm welcome to tonight's edition of the Zanese News. To present it, my name is Kalan Muchima. First, we look at the headlines. Third fire sweeps through Kapiri Girls Technical School. Zambia reaches benchmark in debt restructuring agenda. Permanent secretaries and deputies inducted. Plus, local contractors warned against substandard works. Another fire has swept through Kapiri Mponshi National Girls Technical School. The fire, which started around 01:30 hours, is the third fire incident experienced in 3 days. Here's a report.
Lately, Kapiri Mponshi National Girls Technical School has been experiencing spurts of fire that have destroyed 2 dormitories, pupils' property, and destabilized the learning process at the institution. This morning was no different, as pupils at the institution were again forced to abandon their sleep following the breakout of another fire in one of the dormitories. The fire, which started around 01:30 hours, was however put out by security officers using buckets of water.
Upon reaching the room where the fire was expected to have started from, I found a policeman there who told me that around 01:13 he heard some shouts and rushed to this hostel where he found fire in one of the cubes, which is cube 7, I'm told. So when he realized that, he asked the children to bring water. And they started pouring water until the fire was quenched off. So we came and inspected. We suspected the fire was coming from the socket. But upon inspection, the sockets, as reported, did not have power. Even after proving, ZESCO came in and tried to check another socket, not the one which was involved. There was no power running because they have been disabled. Now, the question is that where did this fire come from?
The suspicious fire is believed to have been intentionally lit in an occupied cubicle in the dormitory.
This fire is now started by the electrical connections here. And to say further, the headmistress have said these sockets are disabled. This is a human planning. This is sabotage. And this is done by the people who are inside here, the pupils. Immediately you look at the work that I've done, is you know what this was done by the pupils.
Pupils are now living in fear and are calling on authorities to act.
This place is really didn't safe for us. What if someone died? Because we were sleeping. What if someone died? That's not what they are looking at. This is really affecting us and we're not liking this. We're very scared.
Carlos Mundazanis, Kapiri Mponshi.
And the Ministry of Education has since closed Kapiri Mponshi National Girls Technical School following a series of fire incidents that swept through the school for the 3rd time this week. Announcing the closure, Minister of Education Douglas Yakalima says the move has been made to ensure that both parents and their children are relieved of the stress the inferno has caused. The minister has since sent a strong warning to anyone who will be found to be behind the fires, saying the law will catch up with them soon. Mr. Siakalima has since assured the parents and school management that police are actively investigating the matter and that the perpetrators will soon be brought to book.
Just received another disturbing news. First of all, we had heard about an inferno, which happened, I think, 3-4 days ago. And then another one happened in one of those dormitories. Now I'm told yesterday there was another inferno. Now it has now come to my attention to say that we cannot keep the kids whilst we do investigations under stress. So we'll keep it closed now. With immediate effect, the school is closed, temporarily closed. The security wings are already on the ground. There are a few things that they have already come up with. And then we'll be able to inform the country, and then when we shall open.
In Northwestern Province, government has appealed to the community in Chavuma district to consider burying their loved ones immediately they die, as the Chavuma Mission Hospital mortuary is still under maintenance. District Commissioner Geoffrey Kasonda reviews that engineers are on the ground and are doing everything possible to find a lasting solution to the current challenges. Details are in this report.
Chavuma Mission Hospital mortuary is the only mortuary in the district with the capacity of holding 4 bodies against a population of over 54,000. Before its construction in 2007, residents were forced to bury their dead on the same day shortly after their passing due to lack of a mortuary. To avoid going back to the past, government and hospital management are working tirelessly to strengthen the health delivery system and ensuring quality health services are brought closer to people as soon as possible.
We're doing our best to ensure that we repair the unit as quickly as possible as we can afford. Engineers are actually on the ground to work on the unit.
And Acting Health Director Dr. Kaweji Kangasa has thanked government for the continued support at the facility. Dr. Kangasa has since appealed to the government to construct a big mortuary as the population is drastically growing.
To our hospital, because by then it used to be a small hospital, but as at now the wait stand is a referral hospital. We received all the patients and we have got overwhelming number of patients who are coming across. It's not only catering the Zambians, it's also catering the foreigners, the Angolans who are coming and others. So per day we receive a lot of patients. So we need a big mortuary. So we are appealing also to the government.
Meanwhile, hospital biomedical engineer recommends the urgent need to purchase a new refrigerator for the mortuary.
The solution for this unit is just to change the controller and also the compressor, which is temporary. But the permanent solution we can find is to change the whole unit.
Josephine Banda reporting for Zanis, Chavuma District in Northwestern Province.
On that note, we take a break, and still to come, Zambia reaches benchmark in debt restructuring agenda. Stay tuned.
Zambia will next month host the 22nd Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa Summit for the heads of state and government at the Munungushi International Conference Center, Kenneth Kaunda Wing. The summit will take place from the 6th to the 8th of June 2023. The theme of the summit is Economic Integration for a Thriving COMESA, anchored on green investment, value addition, and tourism. Over 3,000 delegates from the COMESA member states and beyond are expected to attend the COMESA Summit in Lusaka. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Information and Media. For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, Sunny's TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on Topstar.
Thank you so much for still staying with us. And now for the rest of the news. President Hakainde Hichilema says government is confident that the country has made its benchmark for the debt restructuring agenda. The head of our state notes that his administration is keen to unlock the debt situation, which is negatively affecting the country's economy. President Hichilema explains that once the debt is dealt with, Zambia will begin to save resources to be channeled towards other social sectors. Let's take a look in this report. The economic transformation agenda remains President Hakainde Hichilema's main priority. At his third press conference, the head of state expressed confidence that the debt situation affecting Zambia's economy is receiving maximum attention.
We are confident. We've done so much work. On our part as Zambia, we've met our benchmarks. All of them, without exception. I want to thank our team, broader team. All of them, because we work as a team, for having met our part of the bargain. Now, it's an indictment on our colleagues under the framework to resolve this matter, so we can unlock this python from our necks, ribs, and legs. This is the issue. We must stand together as a nation on this monster called debt. We need to do that. We don't have a choice. We expect that the next official creditor committee will find closure.
The head of state assured Zambians that his administration is working round the clock to better their lives.
Cost of living. We are aware that as we are addressing the economic restructuring, which we need support of everybody, we need to attend to the cost of living. We need to assist citizens pass through this restructuring process. Colleagues, yes, we know the global cost of living has gone up. We are aware of that. And as a country interconnected with others, we know that that will affect us as well. It is affecting us. Cost of fertilizer, cost of, if you like, petroleum, imported inflation. So these are issues we're dealing with. But we have taken a decision that we will support our citizens to walk through this transition as they will later enjoy the benefits of growth, consistent growth.
President Hichilema further urged opposition parties to offer constructive alternatives to what his government is so far doing.
We ask our colleagues in the opposition to provide alternatives to these policies that we have shown today. What is your alternative to free education? To lay pusher. You have seen the impact of free education. Children who were out of school, even mothers who are 50 years old now, have gone back to school. So tell us your alternative to educating the citizens, to also helping families who come from poor backgrounds. What is your alternative to meal allowances? You withdrew the meal allowances. What is your alternative? Tell the men and women in uniform that when you come, you withdraw the full payment of their UN allowances. Tell them. Tell the people of Zambia that when you come back, you cancel a 20% NAPSA partial withdrawal. Tell them.
The president also illustrated how the country's foreign direct investment pledges have continued to rise under his administration from $3.24 billion in 2021 to $7 billion in 2022, and now $8.34 billion in 2023. He says such investment pledges are as a result of the confidence global players are showing in his administration due to the conducive business environment. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis in Osaka. In a related development, President Hakainde Hichilema says the maintenance of law and order has a direct impact on the country's economic growth. President Hichilema says he will not allow the country to slide back into lawlessness, hence the changes made at the police top command level to ensure law and order continues to prevail. Wupe Sendwe now reports.
President Hakainde Hichilema has continued with his commitment to update the Zambians on public affairs and management of resources. During the third press conference since assuming office held at State House today, the president emphasized the importance of maintaining law and order being a prerequisite to Zambia's economic growth.
Essentially, we were digging the foundations for building a house or reconstructing the house. But law and order is one of those critical foundations. Fighting corruption must continue. And we shouldn't call this any name it does not deserve. Any name you wish to ascribe to it would be unfair. But law and order means we must do it within the law. And sometimes a bit slow, it frustrates us. Understood.
President Hichilema expressed concern on drug abuse, stating that government is putting up resources to improve rehabilitation centers in the country.
These are the beginning point to inculcate values, respect for the law, hard work, but also to work against alcoholism, drug addiction. It starts in the family. Please, parents like me, let's take charge. Churches, we're calling on you.
The head of state further assured citizens of receiving more access to government resources this year.
You will see Zambians, individuals, households, receiving more access to government resources than ever before since independence, this year and going forward. Through the CEC, through CDF,
social cash transfer, NAPSA partial payment. NAPSA partial payment.
And the president disclosed that Zambia is among the few countries to discuss the global financing system for African countries.
Working on lowering the cost of money. Zambian entrepreneurs are paying too much money. Africa is paying too much money for the similar projects that are done in Asia, in Europe. We Africans pay more. We are saying no to it. Part of my meeting with President Macron is he's hosting a meeting next month to look at the global financial systems. And we on the continent, some of us as presidents, 6, 7 of us have been selected to work on pushing down the cost of money for Africa.
Bupe Sendo for Zanis News in Lusaka.
In education news, the Parliamentary Committee on Local Government Accounts has urged authorities at Lavushimamba Town Council to speed up works at Kalonje Day Secondary School. The committee is in the province to inspect some projects and is disappointed that some learners have been using a grass-thatched shed for lessons due to lack of classrooms. Committee Chairperson Darius Mulunda advised the council to take advantage of the Constituency Development Funds, CDF, and complete the classroom block. Details are in this report.
This structure is currently being used as a classroom for grade 11 learners at Kalonje Day Secondary School. This is so because the school does not have adequate classrooms to accommodate all the learners. The Parliamentary Committee on Local Government Accounts is in Mochinga Province to inspect some projects and have echoed that the increase in the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, should ensure that community-based projects are funded under CDF and school structures completed.
Queries from the Auditor General's report, which is 1x3 classroom block at Kalonje Secondary School, which has delayed. That project started in 2019 and to date it has not been roofed. This is the classroom that is being used by grade 11. They are using this as their classroom. And the teachers, they sit under a tree as the staff room. The government has come and the government wants these people to use CDF to get good infrastructure, get desks, as the president directed that by the end of this year, no one should sit on the floor. And this is one thing that we feel will be done.
From what I have seen today, I would like to say thank you so much to the New Dawn government under our able leader, President Hakainde Hichilema, for recognizing and also increasing the funding in terms of CDF. This has given us hope that very soon we are going to have a classroom block where our learners are going to learn.
And the local authorities in the area have been urged to speed up works.
So we want to see change, we want to see projects actually finishing within the stipulated time.
Peggy Gutinho for Zanis in Lavushimanda, Mochinga Province.
We take another set of commercials, but still ahead in the news, permanent secretaries, deputies inducted. Stay with us.
Zambia will next month host the 22nd Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa Summit for the heads of state and government at the Munungushi International Conference Center, Kenneth Kaunda Wing. The summit will take place from the 6th to the 8th of June 2023. The theme of the summit is Economic Integration for a Thriving COMESA, anchored on green investment, value addition, and tourism. Over 3,000 delegates from the COMESA member states and beyond are expected to attend the COMESA Summit in Lusaka. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Information and Media.
Welcome back, and now we continue with the news. Secretary to Cabinet Patrick Kangwa says permanent secretaries have the responsibility of ensuring that government resources are prudently managed. Mr. Kangwa says the development of the country depends entirely on the services of the permanent secretaries. He was speaking during the induction service of permanent secretaries and their deputies at Mulungushi International Conference Center in Lusaka. More in the following report.
Secretary to Cabinet Patrick Kangwa says permanent secretaries have the responsibility of ensuring that government resources are prudently managed. Mr. Kangwa says the development of the country depends entirely on the services of the permanent secretaries. He was speaking during the induction service of permanent secretaries and deputies at Mungushi Conference Center in Lusaka.
Permanent secretaries, in turn, are chief executive officers of ministries and government institutions. Permanent secretaries are responsible for the day-to-day running of institutions for which they are responsible. Government can only run efficiently when each person plays their role and interacts effectively with others to achieve the overall goal of government. It is against this background that we shall be reminded of the highlights of the Cabinet Handbook and the importance of following what is contained in the document for smooth functioning of the government. Several permanent secretaries have approached my office expressing concerns about how a permanent secretary can properly exercise oversight over statutory bodies and agencies under their ministries. This topic is important since these organizations perform delegated functions from your ministries.
And former Secretary to Cabinet Leslie Mbula shared his views on leadership and governance.
Leadership in government is very important, but it goes with a lot of responsibility. Responsibility because we are serving the people. The people are the ultimate beneficiaries. That's why I gave the example of the village leadership, so that you can also look at it from that point of view, that you are leaders in your own rights. Never underestimate the position that you occupy. You are leaders in government. A minister is a leader in government. So, play your part as a leader.
Meanwhile, former Auditor General Anna Chifungula counseled the permanent secretaries on the importance of accountability and transparency in the execution of duties.
When the report goes to Public Accounts to Parliament rather, the Speaker will give this report to the Public Accounts Committee, which will scrutinize it on behalf of the Parliament. And once they finish scrutinizing it, of course, in the process of that scrutiny, they will call you as witnesses, and the Accountant General and the Auditor General are permanent witnesses. That is, they sit in to make sure that they are able to explain should there be need in case some of the issues that they raise are not. The
importance of controlling officers in the efficient and effective running of government functions cannot be overemphasized. Sunday was reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
In other news, National Council for Construction NCC Board Chairperson Vitalis Moya has implored local contractors in Southern Province to exhibit quality workmanship. Engineer Moya said this is a time and opportunity for local contractors to prove that they are capable of delivering quality works. He was speaking in Choma when he toured selected projects under the Constituency Development Fund CDF. Here's a report.
This is a maternity annex at Harmony Clinic, constructed through the Constituency Development Fund. A local contractor was engaged to carry out this project and works here are of good quality. National Council for Construction Board Chairperson Vitalis Moya, who led a delegation of officers from NCC and Choma Municipal Council, is inspecting selected CDF infrastructure projects in the district and is happy with the workmanship.
What I've seen is what I expected to see. I'm happy, and there's a local contractor here within the ward. And even the ward chairman is here. I mean, these are the people that will work with local workmanship, excellent. So I'm happy that the contractor is just 3-4 months they've done it, they've finished. Others I know they've taken maybe more than that, 3 times that long. But this is one to do, local contractor. There it is. I've noted that it's good workmanship.
The team also inspected works on the construction of a 1x3 classroom block at Siatembo and Kamunza Primary School.
I know it will be rough, but it will be there. But basically, this has started. You'll be seeing us monitoring, coming here to test, stopping you. Maybe you have put the wrong material, say no, go. Then that way we find a building that's given more than 70 years. Not 1 year, it's just cracking. Want to arrest, because it's a policy of new government now. The 5 pillars I mentioned already. Yeah.
Other stored projects that were started by the community will also be funded through CDF.
Looking at 4 contracts going forward.
Yes.
Well, as this we have started as a community project with maybe in some points the council through CDF, funded by CDF coming through. The contract now that will be given will be inclusive of all the requirements. The contractor given should be able to complete the whole project, including sanitation, water and electricity requirements for the structure.
Kalunga Msonda, Zanis News, Choma District, Southern Province.
Also in the news, Lunte District Commissioner Joseph Chilando has called on head teachers to seriously take production units as a source of income in schools. The District Commissioner stated that production units can also help to enhance vocational skills. Sylvia Zulu has more in the following report.
Production units have been understood to be an intervention that can be used to lower the costs of education provision in schools as well as impart survival skills among learners. This is why Lunte District Commissioner Joseph Chilando, who officiated at the launch of production units for schools in the district, wants educational authorities to take the program seriously.
Every education leader in the district to take this developmental on revamping production unit seriously. My government, under the New Dawn government, my office shall continue supporting the District Education Board Secretary Office to effectively coordinate and supervise production unit in our district. Production unit should not only be implemented by schools, but also this should be extended to DEP's office and the community.
Lunte District Education Board Secretary Stephen Kachiliko has thanked the government for reintroducing production units in schools.
If we had tails, guests of honor, we would have seen so many tails here wagging in appreciation for what is happening. Some of us have been in education for some time. We have never seen this happen.
And Lunte Town Council Secretary Jonathan Mwanza has called on learners and schools to utilize the skills learned under production units at community level.
This is a very good initiative. Production units are a way to go, especially to self-sufficiency. If schools have to be self-sufficient, production units are a way to go. So, and this only should not only end with the schools. I think also we should try to inculcate as much as we can in the learners so that it can also be done at household level.
Reporting for Zanis, Sylvia Zulu in Lunte District.
We now take you to Western Province, where the Zambia Correctional Service has formed a Human Resource Management Committee as part of enhancing decentralization. Speaking during the swearing-in ceremony in Mongo District, Zambia Correctional Service Commissioner Tom Silwindi says the establishment of the committee is part of the decentralization program being spearheaded by government. More in the following report by Namakao Kayombo.
The Zambia Correctional Service Commission has formed a Human Resource Management Committee in Mongo District to cater for the entire Western Province. Tom Silwindi is Zambia Correctional Service Commission Commissioner.
The functions that have been delegated to Human Resource Management Committee cover staff from the rank of Chief Inspector and below. The Human Resource Management Committee will confirm the officers in the service. When officers graduate from our training school, they need to be confirmed in the service. And this will be done by this Human Resource Management Committee. We had challenges in the past where some officers worked for more than 10 years without being confirmed in the service, Honorable Minister.
Provincial Minister Kapelo Mbangweta has urged the newly appointed committee members to perform their functions in a firm, transparent and professional manner.
These responsibilities you have accepted are very onerous, and also remember that we are in competition with others. Others means the other 9 provinces. So today here you are being empowered. Your capacity to deliver from the service point of view is the fact that you are not going to hold people or employees back who are working in Western Province, because you, as the committee is supposed to carry out your work, you are not carrying it out. Because if you don't, then it means the workers under the correctional service in Western Province are going to be at a disadvantage caused by yourselves. So if there are positions which are there and the people are performers and they have been assessed and it's within your power, we expect you to carry out your work effectively. The service in Western Province took a bit of a knock recently, and most of you who come from Mongu, you know what has happened. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear that everything is okay and we are competing favorably with everybody else.
The decentralization policy is meant to bring decisions near places where action is supposed to take place. Namakao Kayombo, reporting for Zanis in Mongu, Western Province.
On the Copperbelt Province, the matter in which 3 officers from the Ministry of Agriculture and 2 others are before the Magistrate Court for alleged theft by public servant involving 51 by 50 kilogram bags of decompound fertilizer has been substituted with 2 new counts. The state substituted the charge following the joining to the case of another matter emanating from similar facts in which the named officers are allegedly involved in the theft of 55 by 50 kilogram bags of urea fertilizer while acting with 2 others. And finally, in the news, government has held financial service providers for stretching their areas of operation to rural areas to provide easy access to financial services. Officially opening the Unify Financial Services Office branch, Monza District Administrative Officer Goreti Balo says government will support efforts by the private sector aimed at ensuring monetary inclusion across the country. Here's a report.
The conducive business environment being espoused by the government has seen the expansion of most businesses, especially in the financial sector. One such financial company is Unify, which has spread its tentacles to rural areas. Monza District Administrative Officer Goret Balo officially opened the new branch in the district.
These Unify products are there to assist clients manage short-term cash emergencies in a responsible and professional manner. Therefore, I would like to thank Unify for increasing the branches countrywide, as we are all currently benefiting from the financial services being provided. The new branch is centrally located and will provide financial convenience to the customers.
And Unify Financial Services has pledged to provide competitive financial services to the people in the district.
Over the years, Unify has evolved and stayed committed to making life easy for our clients. We make life easy by going an extra mile, by providing most convenient ways of transacting. We have introduced the Uni app, which is Unify in your pocket. You can make a loan, make payments, find out where we are located just by dialing *414#. You don't have to come to our branch. It's so convenient. So whenever you have your phone, you have Unify branch in your pocket. Just last month, we increased the limits that you can borrow. I'm sure some of you can testify that your limits have really jumped up. Maybe you were qualifying for 1,500, now you qualify for 20,000. The interest rates were dropped to a barest minimum of 6%.
The spreading out of financial service providers in rural areas gives the community access to financial assistance to ensure financial inclusion in line with government's vision. Frederick Macha for Zanis News in Moze District, Southern Province.
And of course, that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we leave you, a quick recap of the headlines once again. Third fire sweeps through Kapiri Girls Technical School. Zambia reaches benchmark in debt restructuring agenda. Permanent secretaries and deputies inducted. Plus, local contractors warned against substandard works. On that note, we've come to the end of the news. Thank you so much for your company. On behalf of the entire studio and technical crew, my name is Karlan Mchima, wishing you a blessed evening. Bye-bye.